How you doing, Aries? So I was doing a quick shuffle of coins for that you're trying to be more conservative, trying to put away your money. You're having trouble, not trouble, but you're making sure that you have enough for a rainy day, and I think that's a good way to go. I didn't want to put it back because I feel like it was needed. Because I feel like this is the energy that you're at the moment. On the bottom of the deck was a Hierophant. That's a spiritual and a learned man. Someone can also depict the Taurus. It's someone who has a higher knowledge, higher divine knowledge. Do a Celtic cross. Maybe even a hoarding feeling. Maybe you need to lighten up your load or your energy and get rid of a lot of things that you no longer need, because it'll free up your energy a lot. It makes you a lot more easier to move and, to manage your life a lot more. Because, I feel like a lot of people have been really overwhelmed lately. And whatever that energy is, I feel like there has been an adjustment. It's been a biatch of a Mercury retrograde, and I feel it finally going on its way out, and I feel like it's releasing a lot of people from a lot of their mental anguish at the moment, and it's definitely needed. It was a hard Mercury retrograde, Judgment. Now, Judgment is like the final judgment. It's like God coming down and making judgments on people and situations and their past actions, kind of weighing their heart, at the time of death to see if they're worthy to enter, the heavens. Maybe making a final decision about something. Maybe you're able to finally make a final decision about something because you've gotten messages, divine messages. Maybe there's messages coming your way. What crosses you? You've been waiting on some kind of message, or you got some kind of message which made you have a final decision. It made you decide something, or need to decide something and take some kind of action, because it was like this message, and it could be even divine messages. You could be going through downloads at the moment, and that's probably why that your energy has been held up, because it's been stopping you from moving forward, because you had to wait till you've gotten some messages, and you had to everyone had to do a sitting and sit the hell down in order to be ready and open to receive these messages. You could have had some downloads while you were sleeping, and it helped you kind of pull you out of some kind of mental anguish and to actually move forward. Foundation, causes of your situations is Temperance, because you needed some kind of balance. And I feel like you were trying to be really protective of your energy, and there's a need for some kind of balance. You've been waiting for this kind of balance, and I feel like it's going to come your way. And, it has to do with this download. It's like you realized something. You had some kind of epiphany, and it gave you a way to see your way forward and to move forward in some kind of way. You were unsure at first, but now you're feeling yourself starting to open up and be more willing to receive those kind of divine messages, because before you were kind of blocked off. But everything happens for a reason. Knight of Swords. In the past, see, messages were being blocked. Maybe your third eye, your maybe your energy wasn't all that right, or you weren't at a certain place, or it was the alignments of the planets at the moment. But maybe it was throughout just the timing, and you were going through a download, and you had to wait for that period to actually move forward, because your energy was off in the past, and maybe you weren't ready for these messages, and somebody was keeping something from you. It was like someone was keeping some kind of secrets, and were trying to keep you in the dark about something. But finally, whatever was secret, it came to light, and it actually is helping you make a final decision and move forward. Because you knew the divine, it's like divine intervention, because you knew that you needed balance. And if it was to reveal something to you, perhaps you weren't ready to hear it. Perhaps you needed like this energy kind of change in order to be able to receive it, or this alignments that were ready that was blocking your intuition. Maybe even someone around you was trying to block your intuition. But I feel like this is opening up. It's being revealed to you. Somebody was hiding something from you and not speaking, and, lying by omission. But it's coming out, and it's allowing you to make a final judgment and move forward. Because, it's divine intervention. They know you needed some kind of balance, and maybe you weren't ready to hear it. But it's like it's ready for you to break through, and for you to realize this, and you were at this kind of energy state that you're able to receive this again. And perhaps your third eye was closed for a really long time. Perhaps there was sickness, and I feel like there was things in the past that was keeping you kind of stuck. And maybe it could have been addictions, maybe it could have been bad toxic habits, or certain people around, and maybe it was even a group of people who was thinking some kind of way about you, people who you thought was your friends and families, and was thinking about, like what they were saying to you wasn't exactly how they really felt. And there was these hidden like agendas and like hidden thoughts about you. But like this is definitely coming into lights, like you see what kind of people they are now. And kind of like what they really thought of you. And before you were unable to see it. And maybe you even stopped dealing with these people. Like you started guarding your energy a lot more, or if there's a need to. And I feel like these people around you were actually the things that was blocking you, blocking your energies, blocking your third eye, your goals. Perhaps even putting a lot of blockages up in your way, trying to stop you from sending out a certain message or going forward in some kind of certain way. And you wanted to put some kind of conflict to rest and not deal with these certain people, because you feel you started to actually realize that these people who you're around, they didn't mean you well. Like they had hidden thoughts and feelings about you, but what they were actually showing you is totally different. Like they were all cool with you, but in the end, they definitely weren't. And when you finally put this to rest, it's like crazy how your energy started to free up. And perhaps even in this year, you're gonna, free up a lot of like addictive tendencies, a lot of like these issues and problems that was keeping you stuck. You have these, you're getting the messages now. You're trying to move forward. You're trying to put some kind of conflict to rest, or, remove yourself from certain kind of energies. But there's things that up ahead of you that just keeps blocking you. Maybe it's these people around you just wishing ill on you. Maybe it's the day-to-day responsibilities, children, you know, like taxes, I don't know, it's like always something. It's always something that guides in your place. And, you know, you have to find yourself away from that. You have to try to manage your energy a bit more and to carve out and to schedule a bit more, because, like, you know, I saw a lot of mental turmoil, and now it's like you're able to, even though it's hard, you're ready to drop a lot of burdens. People that was around you, you're ready to drop it. And you're going to move forward, and it's just too much dealing with all these extra burdens and people and distractions. And this is maybe what it is. You're ready to drop all of these distractions and people who don't even mean all that much, like, who don't mean you well in the first place. People who are like feeding on your energy, trying to keep stuff from you, trying to like think bad thoughts of you, but like pretend that they're your friends or something, but you're ready to drop this burden. Because it's like all of this need to socialize, or, you know, or this need to comply in some kind of certain way, it wasn't doing you any good, because it was really just keeping you stuck. And when you realize this, that you're ready to put this to rest, now you're ready to move forward. And this is 10 of Clubs, you're going to drop that burden. Because, you know what, does company really matter all that much when it comes to people and hanging around people who really don't think that well of you in the first place? And how much of it that, you know, these people call you up and want to take a chunk of your energy and bitch and complain about their lives and stuff. Like, because, you know, it's like using you. It's like using you for, like, you know, as in like a burden, someone to drop their burdens on, or, you know, to tell about your problems and stuff. And maybe you didn't realize at first, like, how much of your time and energy that it was actually taking up. You know, it's like, yeah, you're going to be you want to be a good person, you want to be a good friend, and you want to listen to these people, but then they'll just steal a bunch of your energy as they're doing that, a bunch of your time, bitching and complaining about their problems and stuff. But in secret, they're all thinking about, yeah, this person is blah, blah, blah. This person's crazy and full of it, blah, blah, blah. Or this person is like that. You know, and that's probably why whenever you need them, they're nowhere around, because, like, they don't even, like, they don't got your back at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you wonder why your things aren't working, things aren't, like, you know, like, moving for you, and, like, you're chilling with this bunch of people who, like, think that you're, like, you know, all this crappy shit about you. You know, and then they're eating a bunch of chunks of your time, and, like, you know, and when you realize this, then you cut them the hell out, and now they're all sad about it. You know, now they're in some kind of grief, because even though they thought these thoughts, oh, this person, they're crazy, this person, you know, has, like, all of these wild ideas, this person, like, they're thinking about this with you, but yet, like, oh, I'm sad, I need to talk to you, blah, 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 but yet they call you up and they eat up 45 minutes of your time. You know, you're like, oh shit, I realize this now I really know what you think about me. Now I really know how you really feel about me, because you don't even have to really say it, because you feel your energy kind of start to be depleted. And when you come up from dealing with these people, you hang up that phone, you actually feel blocked, and it was like blocking you, because really, as they're using you to unload of all your burdens or get some kind of advice from you, then you end up all depleted and stuff, you know, and then you're like, oh shit, now I realize it. Because when you stop dealing with these people, you see how much energy that was actually, you know, like, being freed up for you. And now they're all sad, you know, even though they don't think they think all this crap about you, and this that you're nuts and you have these wild ideas and you're ignorant and blah blah blah. When they were coming around, they felt differently when they walked away from you and they were able to take a chunk of your time, you know, and they felt more better and stronger and energized while you felt depleted and shit. And now they know because you ain't messing with them like that. And now they're all like, now they feel it. Now they're starting to feel drained. Do you feel like this up thing of energy around you now? There's a reason for that if you cut people out. And now they're all like, now who's actually all sad and shit? It's like you pulled your energy away from these people and away from their problems. And look, now they're having to deal with their own energy. And they're having, now it's their turn. It's like that turn of the wheel, like the planets, you know, it moved in alignment and your energy got freed up. And now they're in that turn of a cycle where they're going through it now. And it's like Mercury retrograde is continuing for them now because you know who the hell they are. You knew who the hell they were. It's like you figured out who the hell these people are, what they were doing to you, and they were having some kind of hidden agendas, you know, like when it came to you, or hidden feelings about you, and it wasn't anything good. And you're like, oh crap, now I know. Like, what was the thing that was blocking me? Now you know, because once they're out and once you start dealing with these people, it's like these people were infected with something, you know? And then every time you were around them, you started to feel sick and depleted, you know? It's like they were carrying around some kind of virus. And I'm not saying it's like, oh, it's corona. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe it isn't. Because every time you dealt with this person, you felt your third eye blocked, like your genes got turned off around them or something. And, you know, like once you started stop hanging out with them, like, holy crap. Or you stopped dealing with these people, or you stopped like being in their energy and their environment. And maybe they didn't even realize they were doing it either. They were kind of releasing something, like some kind of chemical around you or something. And you've been soaking that up in your cells. And now you're pulling yourself away. And, you know, it's like these cells, they had to multiply. They had to find some kind of new host or to put it off on somebody. And when it's not spreading, they're stuck with it. They're succumbing to it themselves, you know, and they all feel depleted and sick. And now that you're not hanging out with them, they're like, why do I feel so sick? Why do I feel so tired and depleted and blocked? And, you know, like, shit, that's why. This is why. You realize something. The Queen of Swords, you could have Aquarius in your chart, some kind of Aquarius, but, or Gemini, but you realize this. And maybe it's, you didn't even realize it on a conscious level. It's more of an unconscious level. And they were trying to keep you in some kind of negative energy, and you realize this. Three of Cups in reverse. These people who were around you, they were betraying you. These people around you were not your friends. These people around you were using you as like an energy source, a battery, because Aries, you know, you guys are so high energy and so high vibe, and you know, it's like when they were around you, they felt energized. They felt, you know, and they didn't even realize it was you until that you stopped coming around them, you know? And now they feel all sick and depleted. And now there's like, there's a lack of like, you know, now you're not going to go back to this. You're not going to reunite with these people or party with these people. You shouldn't, because this is what's going to happen to you if you do. It's like they pass this kind of sickness off to you because they're emanating it throughout their pores, you know. it's important to protect your energy, the people who you're around. And even if it's on like on a really close contact, or like as in like friends and families, or like people you speak to every day, or people that you just see every day and you work with, but you ain't that close with them, you know. It's like you really got to manage who the hell you hang out with, because after a couple of days even, like, you feel so different, you know. You feel like crazy different. And if that's the thing, if this is the thing that's hitting with you, this is why you're getting your energy back. This is why you're feeling less depleted. This is why, because the people who you're around, they were toxic. They were carrying something, you know, and then you were soaking it up within your cells. This is why. The outcome, what you will gain from this experience, you're able to juggle a lot more. You're able to manage more. You're able to deal with your stuff like you used to before this retrograde period. And this retrograde period was like a time to, like, you know, it's the time to revisit ideas, relationships, and situations that you feel were unresolved, or, you know, that lacked a certain kind of closure. And now you've got this this realization, and now that you've got it, you're able to manage more. It's like, yeah, you're overwhelmed, but it's yours. It's your energy that you're dealing with. You're not dealing with your depletion of energy. You're dealing with your own energy now, and now you're able to manage a bit more. You got a lot going on, sure, but then it's so much easier now that you're not around this infection. You know, these people who are carrying this within them and emanating it from them, you know, and you didn't even realize it before. And if you didn't even realize it yet, if you feel this huge burst of energy and you haven't seen a certain group of people after a couple of days, you're going to feel it. You feel the difference. And this is why. Conflict, competition, these people were not your friends. Maybe you at one point you felt like they actually thought of you in a certain kind of way, or at least didn't think ill of you, but here's the truth, they did. And maybe even like they weren't even consciously aware that they felt the certain kind of way about you, that they were secretly competing or competitive around you because they had some kind of idea that they felt like, you know, they were better than you in some kind of way, and you were actually doing a lot better than them, and they felt like it was undeserved, and they felt like they had to prove their point and to make you kind of like beneath them in some kind of way. And you always kind of were unsure of why you felt so drained around them, why you felt so sick. And it was because in like, as you were dealing with them, as you were talking with them, even on a passing level, they were, this whole time, they were thinking about this with you. They were thinking that, you know, oh, this person ain't shit, or I'm better than this person. Why do they have more than me? You know, like, and even if they didn't outwardly, like, you know, do stuff to you, it was like they were emanating this from themselves and this pores, and you felt like you constantly had to defend yourself because in secret they were thinking all this shit about you. But yet, when they needed a chunk of your energy, when they needed to feed off you, every conversation you had for them and you walked away, you felt depleted, and they felt better about themselves. And maybe that was needed for them to feel better about themselves. They were feeding off your energy, whether it was consciously or not, because in the end, they were thinking that you were crap and you were shit and all of this. You weren't smart. You're not as good. And then you shouldn't have the things that you have. I should have it instead because I'm better than Aries. And like, you didn't even realize this. You were just thinking that like, oh, these people, oh, they were nice people or whatever, like, they don't hate me, or, you know, like, and in the end, they secretly fucking hated you because you had more than them. And they thought they were better and smarter than you. And they think that you didn't deserve it. So you constantly, even if it was on a conscious or unconscious level that you had, you felt so drained after you kind of left these people. Like, these people are carrying around some kind of sickness that they're emanating from them, and they're shedding off of you to other, like, you know. And then everything became so much harder after you, like right after you hung out with them. Did you ever notice that, you know, all of a sudden there's all these problems come up, there's blockages that happen, you feel drained, tired, sick, headachy. You know, this is why, and now you feel the difference. And if if you're not at that point, you know, I feel like you will be once you cut out a certain kind of people. Be careful who you spend your time with and you mess with and hang around with, because as they walk away from you thinking that you ain't shit and all of this, they feel so much more energized and you feel like crap. You feel depleted and sick and tired and headachy. It's not worth it being cool with everyone. It's not worth it. Like, you don't have to be cool with everybody. You don't have to be everyone's friends, because not everybody is friends with you. Because underneath what you don't know, you're the Empress. And there's forces in this world that's trying to stop people from going towards your path and going to, you know, going towards your path that you're meant to go. And you always wondered why there's so much blockages. Why am I'm so depleted and tired and exhausted. And even one day of not seeing these people, you feel such a huge freaking difference. Maybe you could have been dealing with all this stuff, like, and now your energy is freeing up. And then now you kind of see, like, the sickness that you were having trouble getting over, it's starting to heal itself all of a sudden. These conflicts that constantly come up, it started to, like, you know, kind of fix themselves. You put your head down and you started taking off that task list one by one, and every day you weren't around these people, like, you felt such a huge difference. This is why. And it could be anyone. It could be neighbors, you know. It could be friends. It could be families. It could be co-workers, because they were secretly competing with you. They were secretly competing with you, and it's like that awareness actually came to surface. And whether that awareness came to surface or not, it's like you changed this kind of behavior, and your energy kind of just opened the hell up. It really did. I feel like this was divine intervention. You had divine knowledge that came towards you to help you make this judgment and help you come towards this understanding. You needed to take time out and take a rest and to protect your energy more, because you know you needed some kind of balance. And once you put an end to this, like you saw, it was like a reservoir of like energy that just opens up to you. And this is why. Because the people who were around you were secretly thinking that you were shit and you didn't deserve what you had, but yet they didn't understand how hard you worked and all you did to attain what you did and why you attained what you did. And it's a bunch of people who think that they're better than other people, and they will be jealous and covet what other people have. And that is like a negative energy. That's a negativity that they emanate. And then it was feeding off of you. Interesting. What to expect from the future for this situation, for the current times. Envy in reverse. Stop hanging out with envious people. Because the people who envy others are the people who's expelling all of their energy or trying to feed off of other people. And the moment that you stop hanging out with these people, you feel that energy come up. This is why. Because the people that were actually actively blocking you or taking from you, whether you knew it or not, you stop talking to these envious people. Yeah, there's an end. It's like dropping a dead weight. It's like you were unconsciously carrying 20 pounds with you, 20 or 30 pounds with you, and you had no idea. And even just like a little small act of stop messing with these people, stop shooting the shit with them on passing. Like now you see everything is opening up to you. Your energy, just like I said. The world on top of the 10 of clubs. Look at this. When you end one situation, you had to put an end to one state of being to be able to open up to a new state of being. You know, this is going to open, and I know you already feel it. It opens so much of yourself and your energy and your third eye right back to you. Sixth chakra, Metatron. Once you drop this burden, you see how much of your third eye started to become open, and you could see it now that it's open. You getting your vision back, and before you were having trouble seeing it. This is why. Your third eye is opening back up. If you couldn't see it before, you sure as hell is seeing it now. Door to personal happiness and growth, because you stopped dealing with these people. You stopped reuniting with these people. And now they're all anxious. Now they're stuck with their own energy. You were soaking up all of their own fear and anxiety. There's somebody who has some kind of message. They want to speak to you about something. Maybe this anxiety that you started picking up from them, it actually was blocking, like your voice. You were afraid to kind of speak your voice, and maybe around them, they were actually trying to actively make you feel afraid of speaking. Because the things that you were saying was making them anxious. So they would try to stop you from speaking in a certain way because they try to make you anxious from saying anything. But now that it's opening up, your throat chakra is opening up, your third eye is opening back up, your energy is opening back up. You're able to walk through this door of healing and happiness. Now they want to say something to you, but they're afraid. They have anxiety about it because they're wondering why they feel like crap now that you're not around. Because even though they thought that you ain't shit, they're wondering why. They're like, oh, now I want to talk to this person. Why doesn't this person talk to me? You know, even though they were secretly competing with you and like, you know, thinking that you weren't crap and you were all this and that you were that and blah, blah, blah. And that they felt great after they hung out with you. But now that they don't, they feel all sick again. This is why. Be careful who you spend your energy and time with. Because now they're stuck with their own negative ass energy. They're stuck with their own negative ass thoughts. They can't project it on you anymore. And now they want to come and talk to you. They want to actually see, oh, this person isn't speaking to you, because they actually feel sick. Because that's their actual energy. That's their energy that they weren't able to spread it to you or to actually take yours. And now you feel so much better. Well, this is why. This is why, Aries. Angel of balance. Look at that. Underneath. Your guardian angel has been telling you this message for a really long time. In the past, you weren't seeing it because you know, you were blocked from seeing it. And they were benefiting off of stealing your energy. But now that they're not around anymore, you stopped messing with them like that, even on like passing or like social wise, neighbors, whatever. You see how much more balance is going to come back into your life, and everything is open back up to you. Be careful of who you spend your time with, because they could mess with you in ways that you don't even realize. But that's what I got for you, Aries. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Donation box below if you feel moved to do so. Really helps out the channel. Gets the word out. All right, bye.